A lot of people think they have problems in the bedroom, but what I've found is that most of the issues start outside of the bedroom in how we communicate about sex and how we communicate in general.
You're listening to Love Without Lies, real talk about love, sex, and the truth most people are afraid to say out loud. Let's go.
I didn't record a podcast last week, and the reason is I've been building something new and I'm so excited about it. It came out of this aha moment that I had when I was working with men one on one. What would happen is week after week, I'd meet with these men and they're showing up and they're doing the work and they're learning everything I was teaching them. And they'd have these massive breakthroughs in our sessions. And they'd leave saying, yeah, I totally get it. That makes so much sense. But then a week later, when they'd come back to the session, they would be like, well, I tried it in the middle of this conflict, but it all went out the window when she got super emotional. And I realized they're not failing. They just didn't have a way to apply what they learned in real life in the heat of the moment. Because let's be honest, our brains kind of just shut down when things get intense and we keep following these same patterns and nothing really changes. And nothing changes if we know what to do, but we can't apply it, right? Because knowledge doesn't change anything. Application is what changes things. And what really worked wasn't our weekly sessions. It was the times we would talk through text, those times that I would get a text from a man at like 9 p.m., like in the middle of an argument, saying, she just did this or she just texted me that. What should I do? That's when the tools I was teaching them actually were sticking. And that's when I started to notice that these men were getting results. When they could message me when there was an issue and they could actually apply what they learned in the moment. And that's when I realized the courses I'm selling, the PDFs I give out, those don't work. Those are knowledge, but not application. Because in our relationships, we don't have a lot of sex problems. None of us do. Most of us enjoy sex. We like to have it. We have intimacy problems. We have communication problems around sex. I mean, I remember sitting across from a man in the session and he was telling me, that he was trying to initiate sex with his wife and they'd continue the same pattern and she would just roll over in bed and be like, yeah, I don't want to tonight, blah, 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 blah. But if you really start to kind of dissect that situation from her perspective, she wanted to be intimate and he wanted to be intimate. She just didn't like the way he was initiating, but she didn't know how to tell him and he didn't know how to ask her. So they continued in this pattern, right? He didn't know how to switch the pattern. He didn't know how to apply what he had learned to switch it. So what was coming up for them is they weren't fighting about sex. And for most couples, they both want sex. It's not about that. They're miscommunicating around it. In that moment, it clicked for me. If we can't fix how we communicate about sex or what it means and how we approach it and create this space where we both feel safe to talk about it in our relationship, good sex won't happen because we can't have honest conversations. And you can't be physically vulnerable if you don't feel emotionally safe. And that moment changed everything about how I coached. I realized that I don't want to keep giving people more information. I want to give them tools in real time when it matters the most. So I made a decision. I'm no longer selling courses. I'm not giving away those free PDFs in your inbox that never get opened. What I've been doing is building an interactive tool that helps people practice communication and connection in real time. Think of it like I'm not handing you a paper map anymore. You don't get a paper map. I'm building you a GPS that navigates these hard conversations for you as you go. And the way I'm doing that is through ChatGPT. A lot of you have probably heard of that. And a lot of people don't understand that we can build tools in there as coaches that can help you in real time. Think of it like this. It's kind of like people use WordPress to build a website, but instead of building a website, I'm building you this tool that actually helps you in real time. You can describe what's happening, you can ask it questions, and you can get in the moment help, just like I'm right there helping you through the problems. And I've created this to become what I'm calling the communication compass. And it's not biased like a generic chat GPT chat would be. It actually knows your real problem and it gets to know both sides of the story. And it's designed to help you know what to say, how to stay grounded right in the middle of those tough conversations. And honestly, that's why I'm so excited. And that's what I've been working on. And that's why there wasn't a podcast last week because I'm so passionate about helping people in their relationships that I want to give you the tools to help you become an emotionally intelligent communicator. And these skills help both you and your partner feel heard, respected, and connected again. They bring back the intimacy in your relationship. So if you haven't heard me talk about it, I want to let you know that I'm going to drop the link to it in the show notes. This tool is free and it's the start of something completely new. It's not just learning about how things should change or could change in your relationship. This is learning how to communicate in real time in a way that transforms your communication so that you can rebuild intimacy and have a sex life that gets better year after year.
If this stirred something in you, share it, re-listen, and let it land. And if you're ready to go deeper, you'll find everything at therespectedman.com. Coaching, courses, and now, what would Teresa say? Your private AI coach for men. Remember, you don't have to shrink to be loved. You don't have to go numb to stay. Stay open, stay honest. I'll catch you next time on Love Without Lies.